myself, I'ma get it.
Two veteran quarterbacks looking for a return to the playoffs.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of Michigan State. The former Spartan, it's Kirk Cousins.
Forget the measurables. His temperament, which is so even-keeled, often masks a burning desire to win and perform. This guy takes it seriously when he lines up to play, and usually he puts on a nice performance.
Cousins on first down. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. On first and 10, Cousins. He'll find Olabisi Johnson, the rookie from Colorado State. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Cousins. Incomplete. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
And running back Dalvin Cook was drafted in 2017 to be the lead runner for the Vikings, and he should love what they're putting in for him in 2019. This is a run-first, run-heavy offense as dictated by their head coach. Dalvin Cook should get more than enough carries to threaten 1,000 yards rushing this season.
He'll find his receiver. That's Chad Beebe. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 45-yard line.
I have no crystal ball up here. I can't truly see into the future. But if they don't start getting some pressure on him, make him move around a little bit and do something with the receivers to, change up their timing, they're going to get shredded as we've seen so far. Right now, they're off to a blazing start.
Yeah, and you are right. He looks way too comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a pillow back there for him, all right? As a defensive guy, they've got to dump him on his backside a few.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tack McKinley. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw is Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Chad Beebe that time. But now it's 3rd down. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Many people thought Keanu Neal was overdrafted by Atlanta, but they saw his talents and knew that he would fit their scheme perfectly. A hybrid player, can play deep in the secondary as a safety, can drop down into the box and also make a lot of tackles, and at times can stay on the field and serve a linebacker role as well.
Here's Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down. Jones has it. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 12 yards there and a first down. Here's Ryan into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Dan Bailey now for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that'll be considered a fumble.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays. Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play Wildcat quarterback for you as well.
On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on the punt. .51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. A Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
They go play action here on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. 1st and 10 at the 19. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. On 3rd and 1, Ryan. He's got Sanu. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Ryan. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Throwing again on 2nd down. Ryan, and he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Bryant's extra point up and good, and we are tied at 7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first?
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mann23's. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Come the Falcons. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. To throw on 2nd and 6. Ryan getting it out left side to Sanu. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Well, these two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games. But maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation. And then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27. And they were off to the Super Bowl. The tackle goes there to Linval Joseph. On 2nd and 9, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. These two teams all tied after one. 2nd quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to the running game. It's Freeman. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the 45 on 2nd down. Ryan, throw right side, caught by Ridley. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. On 2nd and 9, Ryan over the middle. That's caught by Ridley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a 1st down.
Ryan now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's 1st down. from the gun. Ryan. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. From 10 yards out. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always you don't press, you'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On play action, Cousins. Wide open receiver, complete. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there. Cousins to Thielen, 53 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. On 2nd and 7, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. Cook stripped, the ball's out, and the Falcons grab it. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the 2nd quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And Jones has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a play fake here on first down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Smith catches left side. The reception good for 7. It's third down. On third down, Ryan. Throw left side complete. That's Freeman. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On second down, Cook. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way. And now, Charles, what do? You want to create some space here for your punter if you have to punt.
I think maybe you just go quarterback sneak and try and create that space and hope your punter can help you out. I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on third. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Returnable here from the 38. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut and the Raiders' final season. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Danielle Hunter picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half, and if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. On the carry, it's Cook, and they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He'll find Thielen, work in the middle, and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. They get 14 there, first down Vikings. A first down throw for Cousins. The throw complete to Beebe. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Cousins throw complete to Thielen. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Here's Sanu on the catch. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Ryan in the offense with a 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Now it's Ryan. And this is going to be intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We begin up in Charlotte, where the defending NFC champs pay a visit to Carolina. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Cam Newton with a couple of touchdown passes there. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Ryan Fitzpatrick has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington Redskins. The Eagles playing well in their opener, trying to send their sellout crowd home happy. In our game, it was the former MVP, Matt Ryan, with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Matt Ryan and the Falcon offense set to get going again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, well, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4, Ryan, and he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and it's 3rd and 4.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions, that confident veneer that you have. It's chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The tackle there by Stephen Weatherly. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and cause a nice play for lost yardage.
Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. And heading back out there now, the Falcons defense here. And a big reason they have the lead right now, as we see on the screen, their 3 turnovers.
And how about the emotion now that the defensive team is generating for the entire team? Creating the turnovers, what they call takeaways, and turning those into points for their team. That's why they have the lead, and that's got to be exciting for those guys on the defensive side of the ball.
They go play action. Cousins. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That sack was by Isaiah Oliver from his cornerback position.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Cousins. And the pressure gets to him again. The Clemson Tiger, Vic Beasley, reaches home that time.
So, Brandon, we've sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
Here we go, D. All day, defense, all day.
3rd and long for Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Here's Britton Colquitt now, standing just outside his own goal line. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Ryan. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Now that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose it.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal.
Like how they've started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the 1st drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Play fake. Cousins. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust. Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. The left side completion to Jones. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. To throw on 3rd down. Ryan throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done. When the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Ryan now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Ito Smith, his first carry. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45. Play action. It's Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35. Hey, you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Cousins. That is caught inside the 5. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? They'll run with Cook. And he loses the football a second time. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. And now let's discuss Julio Jones. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early.
Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. After the penalty, it's Smith. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Here's Ryan to throw. And that's caught by Smith. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
Ryan now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. Here's Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Smith. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now Ryan. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Ryan. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Ryan. And Jones has it over the middle. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 39.
I really don't think that Julio Jones can be happier right now. Plenty of catch opportunities in this game. He's converted them, and his team's winning.
And Matt Ryan's happy, too, to have Julio Jones on the other side of these.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times we talk about breaking teams down, and oftentimes just through a running game. These two, they can break a team down through the air.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Ito Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Play action now. Cousins. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And the return will stop right around the 25.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
On 3rd down, Ryan. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
The kick by Bryant is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Kirk Cousins now gearing up to lead this offense back out there. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Ryan. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Ready, go ready, go ready.
A first down carry for Smith. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Smith. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Complete over the middle to Hardy. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Now Ryan on first down. That's complete to Smith. Give him 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Ryan, now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Throw left side, complete. That's Hardy. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Ryan will throw again. He's got Smith here. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 7 yards there and a first down. To throw again is Ryan. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Again, Ryan. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Now here's Olesen, and he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Quadri Olesen with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Falcons push further out in front. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
Now it's Ryan. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's... And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Vic Beasley able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. 3rd and long for Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
The left side completion to Jones. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. On 3rd down, Smith, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's Matt Bosher now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done.
And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Falcons grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Getting set to go again on offense. We get a peek at Julio Jones now. All right, so let's look at these numbers. I don't want to read the tea leaves here too much, but maybe he's in his own head a little bit after that hot start and the cool off.
Sometimes that.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Looking to throw again on second down. Cousins. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Cousins. The throw complete to Beebe. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A first down throw for Cousins. He's got his man on the crossing route. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Throwing, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 26, the 30, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. It's up and good, and they're in control now, 35-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. Well, in this one, partner, we had some action all the way down to the final whistle there with the late points and then the kickoff to end it.
Yeah, and the best part about it is just seeing how teams battled all the way to the end, you know. Didn't really matter. Scoreboard was pretty well set, but they still competed until the final whistle.
So for Atlanta, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.